2023 Buffalo Bills are going to have a lot of grit and a lot more grit than 2022. And I'm not here to say that the 2022 Bills lack grit considering everything that we went through. What I am going to say is that the Buffalo Bills, after last year, grew as a team. We grew. Each and every single player has now gotten grit on their shoulders here in Buffalo, plus bringing in players with just chips on their shoulders, such as Damian Harris, a freak of nature, a physical type style runner that just refuses to go down. You literally have to pull and drag this guy down. He's a dynamic player and the player that I think Buffalo Bills are going to absolutely love here in 2023. 15 rushing touchdowns back in 2021. Really think Damian Harris is going to be a touchdown machine here for the Buffalo Bills, running that football in short yardage situations in the red zone. You know, Damian Harris is a great running back, and last year he was definitely injury riddled and didn't really get to see himself. So Brandon Beane, of course, gets him on a great value. Love it, absolutely love it. And then you get a guy like Trent Sherfield, right? Getting rid of Isaiah McKenzie, but bringing in a guy like Trent Sherfield. This guy is so physical, right? 6 foot, 225 pounds, you know, physical type specimen wide receiver that's going to block you, right? Line him up in the slot, those crackback blocks. This is about dictating fear to opposing defenses, right? You want to dictate to defenses like you always want to dictate in football. And when you have players that are physical, you could dictate physically. I think it's a lot easier to dictate more physically than athletically, because athletically everyone is an athlete in the NFL. You got to be a Tyreek Hill type almost, right? Or a Stephon Diggs. It's unbelievably hard. So I really think the Buffalo Bills decided to go the grit route for 2023, knowing that the Buffalo Bills went through one of the most hardest seasons, probably the hardest season in NFL history. Damar Hamlin, the owner, Kim Pagula, offseason stuff, injuries, right? We all have a little extra grit. Even this fan base has a little extra grit going into 2023. You know, Connor, McGovern, and Edwards on this offensive line, two great players. And, you know, we need to talk about this offensive line. Is the interior of this offensive line set? Ryan Bates, Ike Bucker, Edwards, McGovern, even Greg Mance, right? What is going on with these guards? I know Mitch Morris is going to be fine, but, you know, what is going on with these guards? Who is ultimately going to win this battle? And it wouldn't shock me if it was like Ike Bucker, right? We spent this money on Connor McGovern. He is going to be competing. All these guys are going to have to fight for the right to start on this team. Whoever is the best in training camp and OTAs, they're going to be the ones to ultimately decide who wins that battle. So even middle linebacker, right? Bringing in some extra grit. Balin Spector, Terrell Bernard, right? Who's that rookie going to be? Maybe it's Terrell Dotson, T-Dot, baby. Maybe he wins out this camp battle and he's our starting middle linebacker. Hey, I think there's some character, there's some DNA that needs to be changing here for the Buffalo Bills. And last year was a great test. You know, I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And Buffalo Bills, I'm not going to say we needed that season. No one really needs that season. But going into 2022, everyone assumed that we were going to be Super Bowl champions. Like Von Miller, right? Josh Allen in this offense. Gabe Davis after 13 seconds and breaking Jerry Rice's record. And the hype around the Buffalo Bills. Everyone predicted Bills Mafia to win the Super Bowl. And I think we were all kind of flying a little high. We all got, you know, we all thought we were going to win. But now we know what this is. There was another learning experience here in 2023. Buffalo Bills, we got to put it together. We have to showcase that grit on this team. You know, I love the signing of Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips is back with Bills Mafia. I think this is absolutely huge. Discussing always needing another defensive tackle. You can't be one player away from going down with things. So really, I think Trent Sherfield, Gabe Davis, they can kind of compete on the outside. Plus, Sherfield can play in the slot. Deontay Hardy and, Khalil Shakir in the slot and the outside. It's about mixing and matching, putting these pieces together, finding that player on our team that we could exploit opposing defenses, or even finding the holes on opposing defenses and using that offensive weapon for that week and just dominating, right? Ken Dorsey's going to do some big time things. We gotta show the grit, and we gotta start running that football. Damian Harris is the perfect guy. Damian Harris is such a physical runner. Absolutely love him as a Buffalo Bill. Trent Sherfield blocking. Come on now, even Khalil Shakir. I've been saying it for a couple past videos here. Watch my Khalil Shakir play-by-play game film study. And you'll see him lined up in the slot. Majority of the time, he was blocking. Ken Dorsey was calling plays, scheming things up, and doing such a freaking excellent job. But Josh Allen, right, showing the grit. He is the true face of the franchise, right? McKenzie was a joke when he said that, but Josh Allen is the true face of the franchise. He's the true play of the franchise. He represents Buffalo Bills blue collar DNA. I really think we gotta show that through the rest of the team. It can't just be Josh Allen. So we're talking about keeping the health and preserving Josh Allen through the seasons. Damian Harris is the perfect running back to lessen the blow on Josh Allen. And I've been thinking about this too. When you quarterback sneak, right? When you do the RPO and you actually are trying to keep defenses honest with Josh Allen as a threat of running it, you have to occasionally run it with Josh Allen, which isn't necessarily a problem, but you have to keep defenses honest, and you still have to occasionally run it, and it puts him in harm's way. So for the longevity of Josh Allen, do we want Josh Allen to be here for 5 years, or do we want Josh Allen to be playing for the Buffalo Bills for 10, 15, 20 years, right? There's a big difference there. And Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, having the foresight in so many areas of this team, looking ahead for the future, I'm sure that is something that they are definitely concerned about. Having grit be around this entire Buffalo Bills team and not just the quarterback position, right? But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bills News Consolidated here. Please consider liking, subscribing. We're here in the Florida Keys. Unbelievable. I hope you guys enjoyed the sunrise here, but behind me we've got this abandoned boat. It's called the Sea Minnow, I guess. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Really mean the world if you guys hit like, subscribe. Go Bills. Peace.